Hey guys, today I'm going to be platinuming Elden. This game is known to be one of the most annoying platinums, but today I will show you that this game isn't hard at all. We started this site of Greece and I saw this tree sentinel and I thought I'll give him a try, but I didn't realize I was under leveled, so I walked past him and we made our way to our maiden Melina, and she gave us our steed. After that we made our way up to the first boss and he's so hard. The fact that this boss is the first boss of the game is insane. He takes his time to wind up his attacks, so he's unpredictable, and the way he dodges is so annoying when you try to hit him, but I managed to beat him first try, and we got our first trophy mark at the Fell Omen. We still have a long way to go. Next we made our way to our second boss trophy. He was a bit more annoying than Margaret. I died a few times, but after a few tries I decided to lock in and beat him. And that's our second trophy, Leo 9 Must Be Bottom. Next we headed to the second boss of this game, and he also gives us a trophy. He beats us once and then I beat him the next try. His attacks are weird. He does a jump attack and an attack where he spins his sword around, but he wasn't hard and we get the trophy Shard Bearer Gauntlet. After we defeated him, he gave us his grave rune, which we need to restore for a trophy. So we made our way to the place to restore the great rune, and all we had to do was touch it. There our fourth trophy, great rune. And right after that I rested at the site of Grace and Melina asked me to go to the round table hold. And there we go, our fifth trophy. We are getting these trophies a lot faster than I thought, but these are all of the easy trophies. Just wait till the end where we have to fight the strongest boss in all of Soul's history. That's going to be a challenge. But let's not worry about that now. For our next boss we are going to fight Radahn. People say this is one of the hardest bosses in the game, so let's see. We get to summon all these people. We are all just jumping him, but he's killing most of my summons. Second phase he went into the sky and came crashing down with these orbs around him. But eventually I beat him. Yes, I did die a few times, but it doesn't matter. After Radahn I fought myself. This fight was weird because I literally had to fight myself. After beating myself I got the trophy Mimic Tier. Not only do we have a trophy, but we also get one of the best summons in the game. After Mimic Tier we made our way to the fake Loretta. This boss was riding a horse and she was like a hologram. She spammed the attack that shoots blue things at me. But I got the last few hits and we got our next trophy, Royal Loretta Knight. After Loretta we made our way to our next trophy boss. This boss is literally a wolf, and he dodges and his attacks are very fast, which make it hard to dodge. But I managed to beat him first try and we got our next trophy, Red Wolf of Radogon. After beating the wolf, we made our way to our next trophy boss. I know this game is mostly around beating bosses. We had to beat her kids, so that breaks the shield. Once the shield breaks, she drops down, so after doing that, we got into our second phase, and after tag teaming her, we got our 10th trophy, Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. After Renala, I made my way to this fatty. He's one of the most annoying bosses in the game I've fought so far. He does this roll attack that if it hits you, you get squashed, and he does another attack where he continuously hits you with his sword. After defeating him, I got the trophy Godskin Noble. After Fatty, I made my way to this tree scepter to get into this place where we get our next trophy boss. This is just a regular tree center, so I'm not going to show you much of the fight. I made my way to our next trophy boss. This boss is weird. It looks like a lizard but shoots fire out. And I have no idea what he's doing, but I continued to take him and eventually he went down. And that's our another trophy boss, Magma Worm Maka. After Magma Worm, I decided to progress through the game, and I made my way to the next trophy boss. And this boss was a bit more annoying. He was spamming his attacks and I died once, but the next try I beat him. And we got our next trophy, Godfrey the First Elder Lord. After Godfrey, I started making my way to the next story boss. This boss also gives us a trophy. I won't show you much of the fight since we fought this guy at the start of the game. The only thing different is the fact that he has a different sword, but he wasn't as hard as I thought he would be. And after beating him, we got our trophy, Shard Bearer Morgoth. Then I walked up to these fires and touched it, and got rejected, but after that I talked to Melina and she gave me a medallion, which we will use to go to the snow area and make our way to our next story boss. But before that, I'm going to get some side boss trophies. So next, I'm going to fight the next boss, that gives us a trophy since we are in this area. And while I make my way to him, why don't you like and subscribe if you're still watching this video, and comment on what platinums you would like me to try. Also, if you want me to platinum every single Souls game, let me know. Now let's get into our next boss fight. For the first phase it was simple, just continue spamming the special ability. But in the second phase I forgot to dodge and I died. But the next try I decided to not be an idiot and dodge the next time. And we got our trophy, Shard Bearer Rykard. After beating Rykard, I decided to do some other cool fights and side bosses that give us trophies. So we made our way to this deer. He was annoying because he was only running away. But after a bit of him running away, I finally got the last hit and we got our trophy, Ancestor Spirit. And after I leveled up my weapon to max and got the trophy Godslayer Ornament. After we upgraded our sword to max, we went back to where we fought Mimitia and fought the better version of Ancestral Spirits. And it was the same thing, the only thing different about this boss was the fact that it can heal and teleport, which is a bit more annoying to run after. But it was basically the same thing. I chased it around until we defeated it. Then we got the trophy Regular Ancestor Spirit. After defeating the deer for one last time, we had to make our way to our next side boss that gives us a trophy. We had to walk through a lake of rots and go into a coffin to get this to this boss. Now that we made our way to our next boss, and I got to say these boss fights look amazing. This boss looked a bit weird. The fight was a close call. I didn't expect it to be easy, but I beat him first try, and that's another trophy to add on our way to for the platinum. After that I decided to make progress with the game, and then headed to our next boss fight. This is definitely the biggest boss in all of Elden Ring. There's nothing much to talk about this fight. It was annoying and fun at the same time. With the first few hits, we broke his ankle, and for the second phase, I just kept on hitting him. And this guy has a lot of health. After that, we had to climb up this chain and go to this firepot. And that's where we meet Melina, and we get our trophy for setting the earth tree on fire. Then we ended up in this weird place, and I decided to just get all the side boss trophies out of the way. Then continue with the main bosses. First I made my way to the next trophy boss, and this boss is different. He launches his sword at you and you take a decent amount of damage, but the fact that I'm over level made this fight easy, and we got our next trophy, Elma of the Briar. After Elma, I made my way to the next trophy boss. We had this weird looking, I don't know what to call it, but there's two of them. So you can't heal or anything. Like especially when there's two of them, you really can't do anything. But I continued trying and eventually I managed to beat them and we got our next trophy, Valiant Gargoyles. After that annoying boss fight, I went to our next side boss. The scenery of this fight looked so good, everything about this fight was good. It was a straightforward fight, we just continued hitting him until he died. And then we got our next trophy, Dragon Skin Soldier of Noxtera. After him we made our way to our next boss fight, which is probably one of the most known boss fights in the game. This fight was cool. I just kept on spamming my special ability on him. I had Mimitia, which helped a lot. We got into the second phase in a few seconds. I wasn't ready for the second phase. He got wings and he killed me as soon as he went into the air. But I continued trying and I got a stun on him. And I beat him and we got our trophy, Shard Bearer Moog. After Moog, I decided to get every single legendary incantation and sorcery for our next trophy. Here's a montage of me getting them. And we got our next trophy, Legendary Sorceries and Incantations. Next we're going to defeat our next boss trophy. This boss had two guards. We took out the first guard, then started targeting him. After a few hits, we got our next trophy, Commander Nile. After Nile, I got all of the legendary weapons for our next trophy. And there we go, Legendary Ornament. Now we only have the hard bosses to do. All of the easy ones are out of the way. And this is another cool looking fight. He spams lightning attacks, but I just continued hitting him and getting his legs. And he went down and we get our trophy, Lich Dragon Fortis Axe. After Fortis Axe, we made our way to the next boss trophy. We are almost done with all the boss trophies. This boss was not easy but not hard, since Mermitia was taking all the hits, and when she was distracted, I went from the back and hit her. Then we got the trophy Loretta Knight of the Helix Tree. After that, we decided to get every summon in the game to get our next trophy, Legendary Ashen Remain. After that, we decided to continue with the main game bosses. For this fight, there's 2 bosses, which was annoying, but I figured out you can throw sleep pots and cheese them. So I repeated it twice and we got our trophy Godskin Duo. For our next boss, this boss is known to actually be one of the hardest in the game, and I can see why. First phase wasn't hard, but I was kinda getting nervous with the damage, and then I got a bleed prop. But second phase was scary since I know what this boss is capable of. But he was surprisingly not that difficult, and we got our next trophy, Malekith of the Black Blade. After Malekith, I wanted to finish our last set of collectibles, which we have to collect all legendary talismans. And we got our last collectible trophy, Legendary Talismans. Now I'm going to fight our last side boss of the game. This is the strongest dragon in the game, and I also think one of the strongest bosses in the game. It's almost the same as the other dragon we fought, but just a stronger version. For this fight, I just kept on eating his tail for the first phase, and for the second phase he was only teleporting, so I had no idea what to do until he came down. So I just kept on eating him, trying to get a bleed prop, and after a few tries we got the trophy Dragon Lord Placid Sax. After Placid Sax, all we had to do was finish the game. So I made my way to our next boss. He doesn't give us a trophy, but I'll show you anyway. He spams magic, but since I had Mermaid, it was simple. Next we have to get the first Elden Lord. This guy is the same guy as we fought earlier, so there's not much difference in this fight. But second phase, he ripped off his lion head and he got blood all over him and he turns into a warrior. But he wasn't hard, I beat him first try. And we got our trophy, Orolox Warrior. Now we have the boss you all have been waiting for. The hardest boss in Soul history, Medania. I almost got into second phase, but then I tried again and this happened. I just second tried the hardest boss in the game, and we got our last side boss trophy of the game. Now all we have to do is beat the last boss, and we still have these 3 endings we need to do. So after this I have to beat the game 2 more times. So now let's fight this boss. And he made me finish all my flowers. Then this happened, and yeah, I got pissed, so I summoned this guy and we got into second phase easily. Then we got into the second boss of the fight, and we just continued hitting as he was running away, and we finally got him. After that we got our trophy in the Age of the Stars, and this is definitely one of the best endings in the game. Now we just have to beat the game 2 more times. And I'm not going to show the game again, I'm just going to show you the endings and how I got them. For the next trophy ending, we need to fight the smaller Moog, which gives us a trophy Mo, the Omen. And after defeating him, we have to do parkour, and when we reach the bottom, the floor breaks. I died a few times, but we're not going to talk about that. Now we go into the store and we get this mark. Then we finish the game, and then that's this ending. Lord of the Frenzy Flame. This is the second best ending in my opinion, and we got our trophy Lord of the Frenzy Flame. Then for our last ending, all we have to do is just take the Elden Throne, and there we have it, Elden Ring's Platinum. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment on what games you would like me to platinum next.